Peace, heirs. Peace, 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 peace. Today we want to talk about the fall of the economic government, the fall of the Caucasian. I'm sorry, the fall of the white race. Here in the year 2019, prophecy is being fulfilled. Yet, there are some truths that have been covered up. The truths are that the indigenous, aboriginals, the burnt faces, the so-called African Americans, the truth is they have been lied to. Mistreated, used, abused, beaten. But still these people fight with courage. Courage to move forward throughout whatever their situations are. As we move through the years, we find out that we have been lied to for decades, even centuries. What's more upsetting is when you end up running into a so-called Caucasian friend. And your white friend ends up justifying a story. A story that then leads you to understand exactly why you have been lied to. So the story goes this way. I'm sitting with one of my Caucasian friends, asking him, why do white people hate black people so? And I wanted to get a reaction from him that would help me justify in my mind how to think critically. So when I asked my Caucasian friend, what makes white people hate black people, he simply said this in a few words. I'm white. I can only turn orange or red. I can't go into the sun. When I go into the sun, I get skin cancer. I have to deal with having sunburn. When I look at my family and members of my family, we're all white. When I look at your family and members of your family, you have black, you have brown, you have light skin, you have yellow. Right then and there, stop this conversation. I began to think critically in my mind that the reason that our people have been hated for so many years by white people is because we can be different colors. So I thought about the rainbow people. Take the rainbow, for example. The rainbow has different colors in its color spectrum. Though this is true, when you take every last one of those colors in the rainbow and you mix them together, you get one dominant color. The dominant gene, the dominant color, the dominant race, if you think critically, would only be the black man. So when I thought about what my white friend said when I step into the sun and I get sunburn, I understood that my white friend was not of the same genetic makeup as I. I understood that I was of a greater and he was of a far lesser. Not saying that I was perfect. Not saying that I was racist, but I was being truthful. I am of the dominant race. of the dominant gene. So when I thought about this reality from the late 1600s and 1400s of Christopher Columbus and the rest of these guys, when I thought about the present time of the year 2019, I could understand very vividly why our people have been hated for so long. We've been hated for our hue. We've been hated for our melanin. We've been hated for our color. Or should I say our colors? Where we can be many colors, a white person can only be one. So when I thought about the fall of the white race and the fall of the economic development of the United States, I began to smile in awe. Because I knew that this so-called dominant race that called themselves the ones, I knew that their time was up. I knew that their time was running out. I knew that no place in this world was safe for them, because every nation was to be born to be rose up against those who oppressed us and put us in the situations that we're in this very day. The fall of our economic government. What they would love to call an economic crisis. Using Donald Trump as a pawn. Trying to buy themselves more time from their own karma. I smile in awe because I know that I'm one of the 144,000 light workers. In my heart, I believe that I have a goal. My goal is to make sure and ensure peace of mind to those that are like me. When the Bible said, let us make man in our image, we thought that we would be doing a good deed, only to find out that we created an abomination, a germ, a disease, manifested with envy, jealousy, greed, and anger, lust. We created Luciferians, Dracons. I remember looking at an old clip where Malcolm X was asking Farrakhan and the rest of his brothers, do you think that you can reform the white man? And I remember Dr. Khalid Muhammad saying, no, you cannot reform the white man, because the white man is wicked in all of his ways. Where he goes, death shall follow. Have you not seen death in every nation? Have you not seen death in every city? Have you not seen death in every county? Have you not seen death in every state? And when you think about the world-class 1% that runs the world, you have to understand that these people are not of our color. They're of the so-called Caucasian race, which means that everywhere that you go, death shall follow. So when you go to these different municipal governments and departments, you have to understand that the Caucasian is running these departments. Where death follows, so does deceit. Where death follows, so does anger. Where death follows, so and surely envy shall follow. To the white race, the Caucasian race, the Indo-European race, you know that your time is running out. So you put up the 5G towers. Let's talk about the 5G towers. You put up the 5G towers to keep us dumbed down and stuck into slavery, to keep us brainwashed, mentally conditioned, spiritually trapped. You put up the 5G towers to make sure that we do not override your plans. As I send what I send through the waves of the universe, I know that what I am saying has been heard magnificently. Magnific. I can't say it, y'all. Magnificently. I'm messing up right now. Maybe it's because my energy feels as if my spirit may not feel ready to be able to produce the words that are coming from my mouth. But it seems that nervousness is not something that we need worry about. Let what I'm saying be heard over the sound waves to those who are asleep. Let their minds be woke. Let their third eye shine bright through whatever I'm saying, that where they can understand that we have been dumbed down for way too long. Let those 5G towers be torn down like a wave in the sea when it has come to its peak, highest peak. When it's on its way to the shore, breaking down everything in its path. Let those 5G towers be torn down like no other, and let the beast that is among us be swept away. Let it be swept away to where we will no longer remember this beast. Let the 5G towers and the rest of the electronic devices that keep us dumbed down and make us live at a lesser and lesser rate than what we would be living if we didn't have all of this distractions that's around us, surrounding us, keeping us away from our natural beings. I know that I'm not a preacher. I know that I'm not somebody that you could look at in a spiritual way. I know that most of you are stuck on being religious, but right now is a time that we wake up and prepare. Prepare for what the government has set before you. They've been trying to take out the baby boomers and baby's kids for the longest amount of time that I could think. And the only thing that I could do in my mind right now was be able to tell you that somewhere in life we got to wake up. We're being distracted by all of the radio stations. We're being distracted by the newest shoes. We're being distracted by the latest rappers. We're being distracted by our governmental system. We're being distracted by our news and record. The only thing that we're not doing is getting ready. Though we feel something's coming. Some of you wait, you watch, you pay attention because you know. You understand that what I'm talking about right now was very true. The Edomites, they understand exactly what I'm saying. And the Edomites would be considered the Caucasians. They know what I'm saying over these ways because they intended for me and you who are out there working diligently to make sure that we are heard by our people in the most respectable way. Though some of us may put our information out in a dramatic way, to where people may not respect us for how we do it. Let it be known that every last one of us, 144,000 light workers, has a purpose. And our purpose is to bring light and darkness. Our purpose is to override the lies with the truth. Our purpose is to make sure that no matter whether or not somebody likes what we say, how we say it, when we say it, we're heard. Most people would love to tell me that I remind them of somebody that once stood for a great cause before. But I have to remind myself that I am somebody that stands for a great cause now. The great cause that I stand for is being against this 10-headed beast. The great cause that I stand for is being against our governmental system that has brought great stress upon our people. Whether you see or like what I'm saying or how I'm saying it, you know that the truth, you know, Caucasians, that the truth will set you free. Yet and still you try to cover up the truth with a damn lie. But your time is running out. What was the head shall be the tail, and what was the tail shall be the head. What was above shall be below, and what was below shall be above, people. Those of you that practice magic, that think that your magic could change the hands of time, your time is running out. The Y generation. And you got to remember that I'm a part of the Y generation because the X generation was all right with having shit took from them. Being dumbed down. They was all right with that. But see, the Y generation, we got to ask questions. Why I got to listen to you? Why you feel like you over me? Why you feel like you control shit? Why you feel like you ain't got to give us reparations? Why you feel like I got to be in handcuffs? Why I got to go to jail? Why I got to pay child support? Why I got to pay the government? Why I got to be away from my family? Why won't you bring up history for what it really is and stop talking about it for what the fuck it ain't? Why would you talk about mystery, which is my story, for what the fuck it really is? Why I got to go through being in motherfucking darkness when truth is in the light? Why I got to keep stressing about how to eat? Why I ain't got a big house like the white man? Why I'm driving a rented and motherfucking finance car and your shit paid off? Why I got to go to the courthouse at 8:30 when you can come whenever the fuck you want just to enforce laws? Why I got to listen to the police department? Why the sheriff's got so much power? Why the governmental system ain't failed yet? I'm a part of the Y generation. We got to ask questions, people. Y'all ain't no point with asking questions no more. Put your masculine energy back in your body. You males, you lions. The government don't like me because I tell the truth. They target us 144,000 because they know that God put us here for a reason. They target us. They try to keep our mouths shut. They kill off people like us, They lock up people like us, But when you have the majority of people starting to wake up and they enforce shit for what the fuck it really is, I want to ask the government, what exactly will you do when my people, the Aboriginal, indigenous natives to this land, come and take back what's rightfully theirs? What will you do, Mr. Government? Uncle Sam, What will you do when we get your hands out of our goddamn pockets? See, my white friend, he gave me a perfect explanation for why y'all don't like us. He didn't necessarily tell me, yo, bro, I don't like you because y'all are different colors and I'm white. No. He told me he didn't like me because he didn't like his goddamn self. Self-hatred will make you build a bridge full of envy, full of hate. Just so when a crowd of people full of love come across, they all fall and die a tragic death. because of your envy. But see, that bridge built with love, that bridge would contain peace and honor and respect and duty to make sure that when this family, even if they're full of hate, crosses this bridge, that they can get across peacefully. Our government don't swindle us. I'm 28 years old. But I know that I'm much older spiritually. Wake up to the truth and the honesty of God's geometry. While these people have created mass genocide against people of our kind, while they have sold us fabricated motherfucking dreams. They painted you a perfect picture and they sold you fucking dreams. My homeboy, my white homeboy, he told me everything I needed to know without hardly saying shit, but telling me what he didn't like about himself. He didn't like that he was white. So I could understand why the white man put out so many commercials with the beautiful white women with their long hair, straightened, with all these chemicals and shit. Because he knew that the black woman with those beautiful naps and her natural hair, he knew that if he took everything away from her man and her race, that she was going to be struggling. And she had to look like the white woman for the white man to accept her into his place of business. She had to have her hair straightened. She had to have on a business suit. She had to have on a professional outlook. She had to have a pretty cool personality. She had to be okay with being a slave. Anytime you go work for an employer. See, my white homeboy, he hated himself so much, but he loved the fact that his family members, they were the employers. But employers to employees, when you break it down, is slaves to their master. You gotta kiss your employer's ass to be able to get that check, don't you? You gotta kiss your employer's ass to be able to go to work and work the labor that his ass won't do or her ass won't do. Because if you don't listen to him, your ass is fired. Well, ask your employer, how will you run your corporation and your business if all of us decide that we ain't gonna listen to you? Can you fire all of us? And you know what? When you think about it, that employer ass gonna think real smart. No! Ask your pastor. Hey, pastor, if we all come to church and we cuss you out and call you out your name, is we gonna go to hell? And he gonna say, yeah, because God condemned the way that you talk to me because I'm a man of God. And all the people say, well, you know what, pastor, we don't believe what the fuck you saying, so we gonna go ahead and dip. Will this congregation still be a congregation of the Lord's? No, because see, he got to pay the state. And because his people ain't coming to church now to give him money. Oh man, those scripts that he was, certain scripts anyway that he was given by the government to read to the people. Oh, he can't put that out no more. So his congregation fails. If everybody say, fuck it, I'm going to take my tag out my car and ride without insurance, can the police pull all y'all over and take all y'all to jail? They can take as many as y'all to jail as y'all want, but when the judge see all y'all in there for the same thing and y'all all walk out the courtroom, can that judge have court? Or is he just sitting there wasting his fucking time? No, he can't have court. You know why? Because his ass can't get paid for talking to your ass and sending you where you need to be. Here we go again with the slave and master relationship. So I understood why my homeboy didn't like being white. He didn't like being white because he knew that his family members, his ancestors, they loved being the masters and treating us like slaves. But even though they treated us like slaves, we got to do more than the masters. We got to work in the fields with the sun and all this shit that they thought would beat us down because it beat them down. The sun will kill a white man if he stays in it long enough. Why you think they hire Latinos and Mexicans and black people and African Americans and Africans to work for them? Chinese and Japanese. They got to keep money coming in their pocket while they sit in their conditioned areas because that sun, they can't take it. They spray chemtrails and diseases and make fake clouds so they can keep it cool out here. Because the heat, they get colds. And if they don't get colds, their nose gets stuffed up and stopped up all the time. They got breathing difficulties. They can't breathe like us. Our motherfucking noses are made for hot air. And I love it. While them, on the other hand, they got to stay conditioned. They're a germ. If a germ stays out in the sun without something to keep it cool, it's going to dry up. It's going to dissolve. It's going to disappear. They got to keep their damn self here. Tune in to No Slacking. Follow my page, my YouTube. Share this shit. Shit get real. These white people gonna hate me. But we got 25 minutes of motherfucking truths. Be ready.